run a home service business, landscaping, plumbing, roofing, whatever, and you're tired of hearing, I didn't even know you existed. And you know you're just missing out on tons of people because you're not showing up on Google. This is how to fix it. My name is Sam. I own a marketing company who helps home service business owners just like you solve difficult problems just like this. So the biggest myth that I kind of see is most of you guys, most business owners, they think that solving SEO is done by paying an SEO company like tons of money, getting in big contracts with these companies, or like dumping money into ads or something. But then if you've done that before, and I'm sure you've found out if you're watching this video, is that it doesn't work. A lot of times it doesn't work, which is a huge problem because nowadays it's just so important to be on Google and to be showing up where people are searching. If you're not on Google, you're going to lose to that 22-year-old kid that looks like me who's going into all these markets and dominating because they know how to do digital marketing, right? So we need to figure this out. So Google has changed a lot, and the new way of ranking on Google isn't necessarily paying some SEO guru guy to go into your website and change a bunch of keywords, Nowadays, Google more so rewards the company that almost just deserves it the most, right? The company that looks the most trustworthy, the company that has the most amount of reviews. And when you're able to nail this, you just get tons of free calls coming in, tons of free leads. You don't have to pay for ads, right? Google's just giving you these leads. And it's not as hard as you think. So I'm going to be showing you exactly step by step what you need to do in order to achieve this in your business. So the first thing you should be doing, this is before even a website, social media, like before any of this, make sure you got your Google business profile set up. Google's king. It's pretty much the only one that matters. Get your Google business profile set up and live. I'm not going to show you how to do that step by step. You can figure out, just look up Google business profile and just click get started and fill in everything out. You can figure that out yourself. But get that up. And once you get it up, make sure to fill everything out, right? Like put your phone number in there, put your website in there if you have one, put the description, make sure to fill that all out, right? Put in all the basic stuff, like fill it out the most you can. But now when it comes to the most important things you need to do to start getting this Google business profile to show up at the top of Google is these two things. So reviews and media. So think about when you look up plumber near me on Google, what do you see? You see a list, maybe you see some ads in the beginning, but then there's the Google business profile section, right? And there's three results, and they basically are going to be showing, whatever company, blah, 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 and then a review total and star rating. Now, if you are a potential customer, right, and you are looking at these three companies, which one are you going to choose? 9 times out of 10, you're going to choose the company that has the most amount of reviews and the highest star rating. And even if it's like a little bit lower, like you have a 4.9 star rating, but you have like 200 reviews versus like some guy with 5 reviews and a 5-star rating, you're choosing the guy with 200 reviews, right? So because people make that decision, right? Because people click on that, that call button on that Google business profile, on that website link, since people click on that more often, guess what signals that's sending to Google? They're clicking on that page more often. So that's sending to Google, okay, this page is better. So then they move you up the rankings, right? Okay, more people click this one because it has more reviews, right? Moves you up the rankings. This is how Google works nowadays. They don't care about, the keywords on your pages and all this, bullshit that you got sold to in the past. They care about how humans interact with your stuff online. Now, you have to optimize your stuff for humans now, not for Google, because Google reads humans, and that's how they rank you nowadays. So let's get back to this. So reviews and media. Getting reviews is extremely, extremely important. So the two things we do at Oakwood to kind of get more reviews, I just touched on this real quick. One thing, we use QR cards. So after the job, ask review, have a QR card, basically just say like, hey, Mrs. Jones, we really appreciate it. How was the work that we did for you, blah, blah, blah. She said, oh, it's amazing. By the way, Miss Jones, would you mind leaving a quick review for us? Scan this QR card. And you can get the link to use for the QR card. It's in the Google Business Profile settings. Just grab the link, send it to them. Second thing we do is send out text messages and emails. So after a job is complete, send out a text message basically saying like, hey, how's your experience been with us? Try to do it. If you do it personalized, you send out a personalized text message, not automated. You get a higher response rate. So if you send out a personalized text message saying like, hey, how was your service with us? Blah, blah, blah. They say it's been good. Boom, ask them, oh, by the way, would you mind leaving us a quick review with this link. Send the link. Boom. That's another way to get reviews. And do this for all your past clients, right? If you have a stack of 200 clients from like, even if they're from years ago, you could still send them text messages asking them to get reviews and start stacking your reviews up. Boom. So that's how you handle reviews. Real quick. Okay, now media. Another thing that they're going to see, right, when they see the listing and the Google Business Profile, another thing that they will see is images, right? There's going to be like images, and you can even there's even videos that you could put in here, but they're going to see media. And so it's very important for us to stand out with this media because it's also going to significantly get more people to click if you have a more enticing image to go to your page. So when it comes to the media that you're uploading into your Google Business Profile, you want to be uploading a lot of media, right? You want as much as you possibly can. But when it comes to the pictures that you put in there, it needs to be media that screams trustworthiness and screams, I am confident in this company. So here's exactly the type of media we use with our clients at Upwoods. So instead of taking pictures of like completed work, even like say you install driveways, instead of just like taking pictures of like driveways, that doesn't really matter, right? You could have everyone else has pictures of every other concrete company has pictures of driveways, on their Google Business Profile. That doesn't matter. It doesn't make you stand out at all. It just makes you look like everyone else, and so you won't increase the click-through rate. What we do that's different, that works really well, is you want to take pictures and videos and put in your Google Business Profile of your crew with their company shirts on doing the work that you do. Because 9 times out of 10, right, when someone goes to your service, and even if you're a plumber or whatever, like do the same thing. But especially if you're like a landscape designer, for example, they already know exactly what they want. They already know the exact kind of thing they need done, they want done, and they're just looking for someone who they believe they're confident in the fact that they could get the thing done that they have in their head that they need. And so having pictures of completed work, and especially if it's like stock images or AI images, that's really bad. But just like completed work pictures, you're just kind of showing that, oh, they only do this type of work. You know what I mean? Now, this company is a little bit more similar to the right. So they just kind of click based on like that one picture that you have. So you have like one shot to have like a job that looks similar to what they have in their mind. But when you have a picture of you, like you just kind of the job's like somewhat completed, but just like in the background, but the primary thing in the shot is like your crew working with their company shirts on. Now it's like, okay, let's see, this company looks like they obviously like do big projects because there's a picture of them doing a big project here. They probably can do my project, right? So they click on your page. This is the kind of stuff that matters when it comes to ranking on Google nowadays. All right, so now let's go on to your website. So that's going to be all that stuff before is going to help you get your Google Business Profile to rank higher on Google, which is the number that's the thing you should be focusing on first. Now you're getting reviews, you have a system to get reviews, you have plenty of media that you're putting into your Google Business Profile, you kind of have that going. All right, so now here's how to get your website to also start to show up in the SERP, in the search engine results as well. So we'll just start real quick with pages. I don't want to get too technical, but we'll just start real quick with pages. So realistically, if you are, I'm just going to use a landscaping company because it's easy to understand this. But if you do like your primary thing is general landscaping services, your home page should be basically landscaping, landscaping in your area, your main area, landscaping in Phoenix, whatever it is that your main area is, that should be your home page. And then inside that page, you should have basically like like a list of all the services you do. And then within all these different services, you need to have a page for each one of those services. So if you also do mowing and patio installation and retaining walls, right? You want to have a list. You want to list out all those services on the homepage, and then also have it linked to a specific service page on your website. And then that service page will be called something like retaining walls in city. The reason why you do that is because when someone searches retaining wall near me, right? There's gonna be a lot of people that search that. Your homepage probably won't show up to that, but the service page would. So that's all I'm gonna talk about when it comes to like the pages. It gets too technical if I go deeper. But make sure that when you hire a web designer, make sure that they kind of understand that or they're doing that when it comes to structuring your website. All right, so copy, that's going to be like, your headlines. You have like little headline, big headline, right? And all like the words or whatever. Only thing that I'm going to note on with the copy, just make sure that it's talking about the results they will get. So, no one cares when you click on a page on the internet, and it's like the page in the thing, it says, landscape company near me, or plumber near me, electrician near me, right? And they go to the page, and then it just says like best plumber in the world, or best plumber in um, Phoenix. Let's use Phoenix again. No, like they don't. You're just saying that. Like they don't actually believe that. It's just like best plumber in Phoenix. Like no one believes that. And then you can kind of like back it up if you have Google reviews on your page and like the social proof. Sometimes that can kind of work. But what you really want to be talking about is what is the benefit that that person gets with my specific service. So if we're going to use like lawn care, for example, we might say something like free yourself from lawn duties and have it look beautiful. This example I came from that. What is that? It would be like the results that they get from lawn care, right? So what is the result that someone gets from your specific service? That should be the headline that's the biggest on the page. And then your other headline, which you want to have usually kind of like in smaller lettering right above that big headline, would be like the plumber in area, top plumber in area. And that would just be like a super small, you make that your H1, your heading one, but it would be like super small, kind of on the top, that kind of most people just kind of skip by. And then your big headline is going to be the thing that's calling out the benefit of the service, that the specific thing that it is that you do. The reason why we do that now is that just kind of helps people stay in your page, right? When you have good copy like that, it's going to get people to stay in your page for longer. It's going to get people to click around. It's going to get people to submit quotes at a higher rate. And when you have more activity going on in your page, Google sees that, Google reads that, and they rank you higher. That's what matters now. It's not about the words being all like, having the correct mathematical amount of the specific, keywords that you need to have. That means nothing. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. So it's just something to think about when you're writing the words on your website, or you're hiring someone to do this for you. Next thing, when it comes to the media, just like we talked about the Google Business Profile, the media that should be on your website should be mostly proof of you doing the stuff that you do. So the pictures, the videos, and the pictures of your crew doing the job, right? That's what you want to be having on the website. And if you do a service like landscape design, for example, where you want to show off the work that you did, like there will be people who are going to be going to your website to like figure out the kind of projects that they want to do and kind of like use your stuff as inspiration. There will be people that want to do that. Just don't put that kind of media necessarily on the money pages. So don't necessarily put it on like the home page or the service pages that we talked about. Put it on like a gallery page, right? So make someone go to your gallery page to see all that. And that will help, increase the amount of people who are clicking around your page, or spending time on your page. And it'll also just increase conversions because you're not confusing people on your other pages. And it's going to help you rank higher on Google. All right, so if you're tired of being invisible in Google, implement these things. The biggest thing is reviews, honestly, but implement these things. But if you want help with this, and you're looking for a company who actually cares about your results, who actually cares about your return on investment, check our description. There's going to be a link in there where you can book a call with me or one of our team members, and we'll talk to you about your business and your current situation and just figure out what the best step moving forward is, whether it's working with us, whether it's working with someone else. We're going to figure it out with you and make sure you're making the correct decision.